We're gonna work on this front entryway today. We sprayed for weeds a couple days ago with some 30% vinegar, and everything looks pretty crispy. So now I just gotta figure out how to dig all this up. Clean this up a little bit. Unfortunately, our weed eater is still in the shop. We're going on about 7 weeks. Just how it goes around here. But we're gonna plant a few things around the entryway, maybe over here. Our clover's doing pretty good. You can see. But over here, we've got these broken pavers. And these are a little different than the ones we've repurposed. These have like rebar in them or some kind of metal mesh. So we can't quite use them like we use the others, but we have a spot for them, we think. So we're gonna move those, maybe plant something over here. I'm thinking like some mulch kind of in this corner. Hard to know what to do over here. We've mowed this a couple of times and then it didn't rain and we didn't water, so it's pretty pitiful, but I'm not sure this is what we want to grow in here anyway. So we're gonna work on this a little bit today. I think. What's your plan today, Mr. Bush?
Whatever you think the plan is for today. I'm the laborer. Put me in, coach.
Are you thinking any more about our courtyard door?
Oh, yeah. Well, we might see what we got. We might try to use some wood we have, and if we don't, if we try it, and if it works, good. If it doesn't have any money in it.
I guess since our last video, we've been talking about the door. We made the makeshift door out of plywood, but we're thinking about making a door
out of wood planks.
Yeah, that's maybe a little more functional.
Yeah.
Our door right now is really hard to open and
keeps the deer out. But
yeah, it works.
Not easily.
You can't easily go out and turn the water off and on.
Keeps people out.
We kind of are rethinking that, but
yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I was going to maybe try to get rid of this pile.
Yes.
I might move these up, some pathway up there. I don't know. We'll have to decide. But if we get rid of that pile, that'd be good. And then we might get rid of this.
Oh yeah.
Not using it?
That would make it prettier over here.
Just get rid of it.
We've talked about replacing this window.
Yeah.
Just because it's so ugly, because it's broken, but it's a weird size.
Yeah, we don't have that window. We don't have that size window. So yeah, we have to decide what we're going to have to order one and then get it put in with a wood frame, and that might be one of the first windows we actually put in once we get our building permit. I don't even know if we'd have to. That we might be able to do just because we're replacing a broken one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna get to work.
Let's hit it.
Okay. Here's our end of day progress. This doesn't look that good. Maybe I shouldn't have killed all the grass in between the rocks because it was impossible to get out. But so now the plan is maybe just to let it grow back, if it will, and then we'll just knock it down as needed. But we did plant a few little plants here along the edges. Got some sage, which does really well here, some lantanas. So we'll see. It doesn't look very good right now, but we're hopeful these will kind of grow and give us a little color. Tom did great over here. He got rid of all those pavers and that old telephone line, and we planted this little bush and put some mulch down, so this looks so much better. So he took all of the broken pavers that were here and brought them up here and made a little pathway that leads to the road. So that's kind of cool. So if you drive up and you can't get down the driveway or don't want to, we got a little cool pathway here. It does lead back to our little patch where we planted the wildflowers, but it's kind of disappointing. These have been in the ground quite a while, probably 3 weeks, and there's just barely anything. There's a few, I don't know that you can see, like right here. There's a few coming through. This is a thistle, but there are some flowers coming up, so we'll keep watering it. We've been learning a lot about plants lately, gone on some hikes into a big event downtown. So this, I believe, is called a sweetwater. It's a clover, yellow clover of some sort, but I think it's called a sweetwater. And these little flowers are actually edible. And they're pretty good. So if you come to our house, you might see those in a salad sometime. We've also been learning about thistle even more, which we have an abundance of. This is this little sucker right here. But we thought it was musk thistle, but it does not have white around the edges of the leaves. So it's some other kind, but it's very proliferant. This, I believe, is brome. I think that's right. And then we do have one little Rocky Mountain penstemon. Actually, we have two. One here and one here. Those are native and really pretty, so we hope we get more of those. So this smooth brome is obviously a bunch of seeds here, which we want it to spread. So if we mowed it now, it would disperse the seeds, but we really need to do it when it's getting ready to rain, which is always a good thing to guess that out here. Because if we mow it now and it doesn't rain, then the seeds are probably not going to be able to germinate. Another thing that we have here is mule's ear, which is this pretty flower. There's even a bee there, which is pretty cool. So that's a pretty plant. We've got a lot of it. We also have some stuff called bindweed. See if I can find it. It's not noxious, but it is invasive. So we learned a lot about the difference between those two. So noxious weeds have to be managed by the property owner. So things like musk thistle, I think there's another one called yellow flax, maybe. Anyway, there's several of those things that have to be managed legally, which means you got to get rid of them. But this is the bindweed, field bindweed. It's everywhere. It is invasive but not noxious, and it's pretty much impossible to get rid of. So it's not ugly, so we're just gonna keep it, I guess. I don't think we really have a choice. It was here before we were. Here's more of that mule's ear. This is the hill like on the side of our driveway. It's just covered. It's kind of pretty. I'm not sure I don't know if we could cut these for like an arrangement, because they're sort of, up close they're not as pretty, but in mass they are. So learning all about what we've got out here. Okay, it looks like we have some common wheatgrass here. Just another grass similar to the brome. This is some yarrow, which is awesome. It's just growing here native. We might dig some of this up and plant it near the house. because this is very hardy and it's pretty. These flowers, usually gets these flowers all over it. Here's some more of that smooth brome that you can see all the little seeds on it. Like it's ready. Like if you brush up against it, those seeds are gonna go flying, but we're trying to wait for some rain before we disturb it too much. Anyway, lots of cool stuff here. When we woke up this morning, we didn't plan on rolling some giant boulders made out of rebar across our property, but when the opportunity arose, we took it. Because who wouldn't want to do this on a Wednesday, right?
Action. Here, you get on that, you stay there and I'll go here. Just try to roll it on the rolling part. Don't get poked, honey. Hold on.
Okay, I was just scared it was going to roll that way, but maybe we try to keep rolling straight.
Yeah. Any way it rolls, I think this is good. Yeah, right there. Oops, there it goes. Here's a good spot. How's that? There, boulder. I love my deer. Well, deer. Yeah, I love deer. Wow. Yeah, deer, and then we had some. One was dog. This one. This may be easier. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. We got a big roll. Oh, there you go. Our hope on this is to get done. Yeah, okay. I didn't even roll it in the rain. Kind of like go this way. Yeah, let's see. Kind of go. Give it a push. Short direction. I know. Yeah, how's that?
Good.
Here, ready. Hopefully we're in the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, debris. That's pretty good though. That is a major. We done do one more thing today. We've done accomplish something.